let's go to this document, source for inspection and quality surveillance of fixed equipment. And because this is the most important document that you should study, and it's free. Okay, so I'm just going through the titles just to let you know, briefly explain what this means. So after scope, purpose, introduction, references, you come to definition, abbreviation, and then the training, and then management program. So management program might look something new to you. So, and it's not very popular because in the industry, because as a source inspector, you're practically representing the buyer and the client, okay? So normally you have an intervention point in ITP, or there is some procedure that says how you should do the job. So source inspection is that you already got your intervention points, but then you need probably to have your own chart to say that what are your intervention points, whether you have attended it. You might have an inspection register, you might have a surveillance register, you might have an NCR register, etc., etc. So that constitute your plan, how you are going to achieve that. What you are going to achieve, you are a source inspector representing the buyer, and at the end of the day, you want to ensure that what the vendor or supplier has claimed and or the requirements in the purchase order has been done. Because at the end of the day, the buyer should get what he has asked in the purchase order, and he doesn't want any surprises. He should get that required quality, and you are there solely to ensure that that's happening. Okay, so that's the overall thing. And then as you can see, there is performance. So your conduct and safety. If you're not safe, don't enter, don't argue with the vendor, just raise the issue and then tell it to your supervisor. So that's what they ask you to do. And what are the contractual requirements, etc., etc. And then the welding procedure and qualification. Here, you just need to know about what are the essential, non-essential parameters in a procedure, welding procedure. What are the essential, non-essential parameters in ND procedure? It could be a visual test, it could be a magnetic particle, ultrasonic, penetrant test, radiography, ET, LT, and then performing. And then we go to section 9, examination methods, tools, and equipment. So you should know about, again, all these, NDT, any welding inspection tools, and then pressure testing, and etc. And then the final acceptance. And during the final acceptance, normally you go and punch the item, or they punch it if there is anything non-conforming, and make sure that all non-conformances are in order. The dispatch dossier that they're supposed to provide and ship with the thing is complete, what they've agreed on. And then the manufacturing and processes. So you should know about casting, MSS 55, forging, machining, assembly, etc. So you should have a knowledge of fabrication as well. And then metallurgy issues. You should know very simple basic things about the structure of metals, BCCH, CCC, etc., physical properties of metals, the specific weight, that sort of thing, and mechanical properties, tensile test, Sharpie test, etc., hardness test, and weldability of metal. So, and preheating and etc. And then the pressure vessel, you should know about that, the piping, which also includes valves, flanges, fittings, and then there are appendixes which show you the some of the examination tools that can be a potential exam question. So I'm going to appendix to see what is there. Okay. So you see that they have put all this here. So you should know what these instruments are and what they are good for. For example, this wet gauge, when the coating is wet. So this is a comb, and here you can see what is the thickness at the wet direction. So the highest one, which is wetted, that is the thickness of the wet film thickness, for example. So all these instruments they brought, they can be potential question.